Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, faster than a speeding bullet Bellekom. Sam, slower than a constipated sloth burns.
Very slow.
And Ellie, sharper than a hurtling marshmallow sparrow.
I'm so sharp. Would that be very sharp? Am I not very sharp? Is that what you're saying?
You could be any level of sharp.
I am some amount.
You're
of
sharper
sharp.
than it.
Yeah.
So you could be anywhere between blunt and incredibly sharp.
Yeah, hurtling marshmallow.
I would also argue that sloths are kind of constipated by default because they only shit once a week.
And it is enormous. It's a large portion of their body weight.
If I shat once a week, I would be referring to myself as constipated. And the real standard here that matters is mine, apparently.
The real standard is you.
Yeah.
You, Ellie Sparrow.
I'm the gold standard for all the things, apparently. You know when you start talking and you're like, well, I've said it now,
Ellie
so
Sparrow,
I guess I'm
gold
committing.
standard for appropriate
For all
amounts
the
of
things.
shit to give.
Yep.
Or have.
Or have.
I've lit the touch paper on this statement. I'm going to have to see it through to the
Yeah.
end now.
Yeah. Never back down, kids. It's
Never back
always
down,
the
no matter
best.
how backed up you might be.
Don't back down. Back up. What?
Speaking of constipation, it's time to force our way through this pain simile and demand feature us what messages from the present.
It's Future Sam here with messages from the present. I'm in a show. It's called Derailed, and it will be on at Signet Theatre in Exeter on the 25th, 26th and 27th of April. We also have some choice dates in the surrounding area on the 23rd, 24th, 30th and 31st of May. It's a triple bill of one-act plays that ranges from a kitchen sink drama, through a surrealist mystery, through to a broad farce. You'll probably be able to tell I wrote that one. Tickets for all of our shows are on sale now, and the link for where to buy them will be included in the show notes. In the meantime, please just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll doubtless be seeing the links come up there an awful lot over the next couple of weeks. That's all from me. I hope at least some of you can make it, and back to you, past or future Jason.
This episode is also brought to you by EllieSparrowArt.com. Ellie's just reopened commissions, so if you're looking to immortalise yourself, your pet, or your D&D character in gorgeous watercolour or acrylic, now is the time to visit EllieSparrowArt.com. And back to you properly, past us. Yeah, I just never know what I'm going to say these days.
I mean, I feel there's like a 95% chance it'll be the standard.
Oh no, I've stopped doing the standard ones.
Oh, that's a choice of you. Yeah.
Last time the last one I recorded, I just told us to sing for my amusement.
Aww.
Because we happened to do little tunes afterwards.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, I mean, there's always a possibility it'll be me because I've made something these days.
This is true. Sometimes we are actually brought to you by Ellie Sparrow Art.
Brought to you by it's a strong sentiment. Brought to you by Ellie Sparrow's Art want to sell thing. I think maybe Ellie Sparrow Art is
But they're such lovely things.
Oh, they are nice.
Yes.
You should buy the things
Yes.
at elliesparrowart.etsy.com or at my website, which might have some stuff on it by now. I don't know when the fuck this is coming out. My commissions are probably opening in April.
I mean,
yeah.
like, it's...
Actually, probably no, end of April. Yeah. More like May. Just about May.
Go buy their stuff.
No, just about April. Sorry. There is a specific reason they're coming out at that point.
Just about April
like
might be.
the 28th of April.
Okay, so the episode we recorded at New Year's is releasing tomorrow, and, like, it's mid-February now.
Oh, so this one might actually be... Won't it be weird if this is actually the one and you've just had an advert and I've said all this shit badly afterwards?
Yeah, and if not, well, kids... I don't know why it's kids today. Stowaways of all ages.
Definitively not stowaways of all ages.
Yeah,
Our stowaways are 18 or over, thank
this
you.
is a good point. Well,
For very good reasons.
If that was the case, then I guess you've...
Kids, go away!
Kids, go away!
Like,
Everyone else, I guess you'll find out that you've had a preview of bullshit from next time.
yay!
And speaking of bullshit this time, it's time to begin Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs. Depending on how much editing Sam left in there, like that laughter may or may not make any sense. Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs,
We make sense.
the party made
Sometimes.
sense.
I'm not trying hard enough.
Of the terrible situations that they found themselves in. Celestia broke into tears and found really genuinely unexpected words of comfort from Vig of all people.
They were unexpected, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
He's had some growth
Yeah.
as the boy.
Also, the party, returned to Newmark at long last, escaped from the Syria Citadel, met a horse,
Yep.
yeah, and then left it in another dimension. So, having returned to Newmark, and some 12 days after intending to take, 3 hours or so to steal a mansion, the party are having a party.
Party. A good theme.
Party.
Yes, indeed. It's the party track. But no, the party returned, and while there will certainly be some sterner words for Corzin at some point from Molly, the crew, his wife, and his child are all very happy to see him again. And, these two bozos.
The other two dickheads.
Yeah, the other two. No, Scamp and Celestia similarly as well. You've had various friends and companions have come around. There's been, and also Vasilisa, who was sort of tearful and also overjoyed to see her daughter again.
Pretty valid, to be honest.
Feelings around Scamp remain complicated on all sides regarding that whole situation. Check out last episode for that. And where we come back in, based on what you were saying last time, is pretty much immediately afterwards. The party continues for, like a good few hours. So, depending on where anyone wants to join in, we can either resume in the midst of that, towards the end of that, or afterwards. I will note that you have been that you have opportunities to speak, opportunities and invitations to speak with. Let's see, Vasilisa more privately about everything. You may well want to speak to Clara and Suxaran individually. And you've also had a brief visit from Alton Appleblossom, who's requested some of your time in the near future, but not in an immediate, not in a need to see right now sense, to go over something that is something that he could use your help with. And also, like all the other stuff you might want to get up with. You've been away for over a week.
But this is immediately at this party, I guess.
Yeah.
Is where we start.
I mean, if the answer to what you want to do next is enjoy the rest of the party, we will tune in at the end of the party.
I mean, I have a bad thought. Unless anyone else has any bad thoughts they wish to indulge first. I mean, there's no reason I have to go first. Yeah, unless anyone else has any.
I'm busy making hats.
You are making all the hats. I just don't think I stay around for cute hat making. I don't think that's the zone I'm in. I mean, I don't know if we roll for it, but I mean, for a start, is Courage at this party?
Courage is indeed at this party. He is. The only reason he's not around the ship and the crew at any given time is if there is a dire emergency and he's doing bodyguard duty of little Corzin by literally taking to another continent.
Cool. So, I mean, I have two thoughts that are fighting to get out of my brain. So the first one is that I probably avoid Saran unless I literally bump into her.
Yeah.
Because I'm a wreck.
But I did good matchmaking though.
Oh, I know, but like we've not even had third date yet, man. Like it's a lot. Yeah, it feels like a lot. So I think I fully hide from that problem.
Okay, roll a stealth check, please.
I mean, I don't I'm not ducking behind things exactly, but there's a bit of a
social
purposely avoiding it slightly. Do I have disadvantage to stealth in this?
Yes.
Because I do normally.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Cool. It's because I'm a big rainbow friend. Okay, this is not the worst. Not the absolute. I've got 2 notebooks and I keep forgetting the stats are in the other one. That's what happens when you don't put in your character sheet in your new notebook and you just have 2 like an asshole. Don't do that, kids. Stealth. I can't read because I'm type 14. Good lord. Today and Ellie's probably dyslexic.
Okay. So, sorry, was that 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. Okay, so the... Actually, wait, I can just check her passive. Okay, there is a moment where Saran sort of does actually manage to catch your eye, smiles, and then seeing you move away, sort of stays... frowns for a moment, but then stays around.
Now I feel like an asshole. I'm gonna go over.
No. There's Saran's pretty insightful. She sees that you're obviously not in the mood to talk, and you see her just busy herself with things around Clara, but she has noticed.
Yeah. Oh, if she has obviously seen me, what do I do? Don't message her. That's such an asshole move. If you can't, don't fucking text her. That's terrible. That's all I want to do, and I really shouldn't. That's a terrible move. I just, I'm sorry, your face is, puffy from crying. Do you go over to this girl? No, you don't. But also now she's seen me. Let's see what happens. Okay, above a 10 I'm going over, below a 10 I'm not. Oh shit, it's above a 10. Okay, I'm going over. Cool. Because I just don't think I'm enough of an asshole to go over now that I not say anything. Now I know that she's seen me.
You seem Courage in a corner, having a drink with. I
think I was on my way to Courage, and she's met my eyes, and I'm like, fucking damn shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Courage was busy having a drink with bald human chap whose name I always forget.
That could be anyone.
All my brain is giving me right now is Alton. And that's
someone else.
Emphatically
Alton
not
has
it.
hair. Yep.
There we go. It's one of those moments of like, I don't, for some insane reason, I didn't have the Kraken's Bane's crew in front of me.
It's all right. Your notes have been long neglected.
That's
That's
why Alton.
Oh, he's the guy who always sees us doing weird things in the sending room, isn't he? Yeah.
So like,
he comes in and like Celestia's tied up and there's a chick in there. Like that's that guy.
Courage is like having it busy like chatting with Auden with a bit of they both got a slice of cake and a drink and like you're on the way and you catch Saran's eye and they're just like and then
cool, I'm going over. Yeah, awesome. Hey.
It is good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm sorry. I'm really weird today.
As opposed to she grins.
Fair.
It's been a while since we've seen her, so just a reminder that to those of you, you look at Saran. She is, as ever, tall, gorgeous, sharp cheekbones, slender, golden skin. She's human, with a sort of she's got the Mistress Clara makeup on at the moment, so she's got dark, threatening-looking eyes.
It's not helping matters.
And the
Excellent.
long black hair that's been carefully styled to be able to blow dramatically in the wind. And again, has clearly been doing Mistress Clara work today, so because she's wearing her work dress, which is a layered black dress with billowing sleeves and decorative golden stitching.
Oh, Celestia, on the other hand, is looking red, puffy eyes and like shredded shirt cuffs. Like it's not a good comparison right now. How are you?
Well enough. It's been a comparatively quiet week.
Good.
The ants.
Yeah, I heard about the ants. That sounds sort of insane.
You look
fucked.
Like perhaps you need some sleep. And
yeah, I'll be honest, I wasn't going to bug you today, because
it's not a bug. More like a sort of multi-coloured feathered bird.
Huh. I don't know, I think you'd make a better bird than me, darling.
She looks pointedly at the rainbow hair and the outfit.
I would make a decent bird. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm a bit of a mess. So I was going to sort of leave you alone today and talk to you when I'm a bit more of a person. Yeah. I didn't, but then you saw me and I didn't want you to think I was avoiding you.
Apart from avoiding me.
Yeah, I was. Sorry.
She smiles, and there's the usual sharpness, but also a little bit of that. There's a slight crinkle to her eye of understanding.
Sorry, I kind of disappeared after sending to you as well. That was probably really weird. Well, I know it's been like 12 days. It's actually also been like a lot longer than that, because stuff. What were you going to say?
And laughs a little. I mean, I was going to say at least we don't have a 7-year-old. So it could be worse.
This is true.
She gives a slight glance. Actually, gives a glance first over towards where little Corzin is on Corzin's knee, and then down at her own 8-year-old.
You have a point.
And seems to check her own statement for a moment.
Also, is little Corzin not 8 by now?
Actually, no, they're both 8. They're both 8. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think they're both 8 now. There was a birthday. He was given the The Kraken's Bane was a birthday gift, sort of. It's a good day.
She looks around. Just looks around at the deck for a moment.
It was really
you in the
sweet.
galley, but the walls, the things. So what I'm reading from this is I need to stick around until my birthday.
Yes, very much. I'll give. I can't promise you a ship. There's so many in the harbour that we can't fucking pay for. I have no idea what we're gonna do. I do actually have gifts for you. But yeah.
But.
And I don't get me wrong. I know that we're only due a third date. It's not that deep, but I still didn't want to be a fucking arsehole and say see you soon, and then look like I've pissed off. It's just a dick move.
With all respect, Celestia, when I first met you, I travelled 7,000 miles through people's literal nightmares.
Oh.
Strange things happening is a part of my life now.
Okay.
I'm glad you're back.
Thanks.
When you feel up to it, perhaps we can have a cup of tea.
That might be nice. Something like normal.
She smiles. I mean, not that I didn't appreciate it, but if you were planning to set the bar with our second date, I'd be worried about you being able to keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, it did sort of. Yeah, it was. maybe a more normal one would be nice. Know any good tea shops?
Plenty. But
let's do that.
If you would like, you could also come around to Clara and my apartment, and we could just have tea.
Sounds lovely, actually.
She smiles and nods.
Sorry I'm so insane.
Do you anticipate rushing off on some manner of earth-shaking adventure in the next 3 days?
No, but we thought we'd be gone 4 hours last time, so... shrugy hands.
Well, any time this week would be good.
Cracking. We'll figure it out.
She nods.
I'll see you then. Thank you for putting up with my weird.
Please pass my compliments to Bill, the cook.
Oh, Belle.
She nods.
I will do. Thank you. See you later.
Gives you a slight bow, a very slight bow of the head, and returns to...
I can feel like an awkward salute and then turn around and I'm like, what am I fucking doing?
Yeah, I guess...
The worst gay.
I'm shipping this so hard.
Oh, I suck.
From your reactions, I assume that Scamp is just actively spying on this.
I mean, probably not. They are very pointedly making hats and paying attention to nothing that Vasilis is doing.
Cool.
Pointedly hyper-focusing on hats.
I'm just checking if either
So they are
of you
aware of nothing except hats and Vasilis,
Yeah,
which
checking
they're
if
very
either
pointedly
of
not
you
paying attention to.
are looking at the end of this particular little exchange.
I mean, Corzin's probably aware of it, but he's giving them the space.
Cool. Corzin, what is your passive insight?
My passive insight. It's based on wisdom, so...
Insight plus
14?
14. Okay, I mean,
14.
yeah, just by virtue of the fact that you
I have a higher passive insight than you.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Why does that make no sense to me? I love it.
I know.
The difference that training makes.
Yeah.
proficiency makes. Okay, so yeah, Corzin, you aren't really looking, but you literally see her all around you at all times.
This is true, yeah.
So you do. So as Celestia turns and moves away, you see Saran in an unguarded moment sort of frown, chew on her bottom lip, and then turn and begin essentially fussing over Clara, which Clara just slightly annoyed, like bats away at her with, but clearly trying to keep busy. Celestia, you make your way over to Courage and Auden.
Okay, if Courage is visible, that answers a question.
Yeah.
Cool.
Auden, it's like as mentioned, they have cake. They have drinks. So there I am, and they're like, and they're saying to me, look, we're trying. All you need to do is just keep an eye out. It's not that hard. What's the deal with the planks? And I said, no. I've heard how this goes. I am not standing a watch around this fence unless I can stand on some planks that I've brought. So what happened? Well, obviously, they kicked up a fuss about it, but I got my way. I stood on the planks, and I was bloody right too, because the next thing I saw, those ants just ate a cow whole. Just burrowed up out of the ground, stripped it to the bones.
An entire cow?
Oh, hello.
Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop.
No. Glad.
A whole fucking cow. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Auden.
Yeah, those... Oh, boy. Those ants are something.
Shit, that's really going to need dealing with at some point, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure that... Well, yeah, listen, he looks awkwardly between them. And it looks down at his plate. Oh, look, I'm out of cake. I should get some more. Shoves the rest of the cake into his mouth and turns around and leaves.
Do I make things that awkward just by walking over?
No, Auden has really bad social anxiety.
I mean, fair enough. Honestly, no, no judgment there.
You look like shit.
Thanks. Ugh. Thanks, yeah. I feel like arseholes, to be honest. How are you?
Okay. I recommend the cake and the very weak beer.
Yeah.
No, seriously, this cannot get a gnat drunk. I do not know what these Sunderans think passes for beer, but this is the beer that Jim Diamond supplied for the catering.
You feel safe drinking it?
I feel safe drinking it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. This is why I am all right to drink. Seriously, give this a taste.
What does it taste like?
Pisswasser, basically. It's like it tastes. It has the flavour of beer,
loosely, I imagine.
But not really the flavour of alcohol.
That's actually enough to make me want to throw myself over the side. Courage.
Oh, yeah. It's great. I think now whenever I want a drink, I will order this.
I imagine that'll work, because that's proper pig swill. That is.
Oh yeah, I think I'm thinking of just having this continuously until I just associate the alcohol with this experience.
Oh, I don't suppose you know of any really disgusting opium substitutes, do you?
He thinks for a moment. Have you tried chewing on ants?
Why would that be anything remotely... Unless I put them in my fucking pipe and smoke them, I don't imagine that'd help. And even then, just... smoking ants. It's not really dealing with the issue, is it?
No, I just figured there's an unpleasant experience.
I think you just want me to feel bad. That's what it is. I'm already doing that much. Like, we don't need to just negative experiences for the sake of it aren't really what I was going for.
There's cake.
I've had some cake. It's fine. Kind of tastes like cardboard right now, as does most things, to be honest. Yeah.
Not a peaceful week away then.
No.
Do you want to come up to the deck, stare at the sea, get a bit of space?
Yes. There are too many people in here.
Come on. Let's head up to the poop deck.
Is there poop on there?
No, we can't use it. People get a bit weird about us using the seat of ease while we're in, so it's all got to be in a bucket and then we toss it out.
Fair. I mean, you never know if Jeffrey's been up there, though.
In the distance.
I feel like I heard him, even though he's not nearby.
He's always nearby.
Come to think of it. Yeah, you don't know where Jeffrey is right now. You can't pinpoint that.
I'm going to check my bag. Actually, no, I've put my bag down. I'm not carrying my bag around on the ship, am I?
No, your bag's... You probably
It's probably in my fucking cabin or whatever, isn't it? You don't, walk around your house with your bag. That's weird. I do with several instruments. That's not weird. That's normal. But,
Fine.
Or at least the guitar is always on, you know?
Yeah. But yeah. Courage walks up, bringing his plate of cake and the very, very weak beer.
Can I tell you something really heavy out of the blue?
Hey, what are friends for?
Well, you know, nice to ask. I usually forget. Had another withdrawal this week. Not for opium.
Okay.
Not for other drugs, either, for magic thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's sort of connected to my soul and stuff. It turns out, I mean, taking it, I've been separated from it twice. The first time really sucked. The second time really, really sucked. And it was actually maybe a little bit worse than opium withdrawal. And now I'd really, really like a pipe, to be honest. Probably a good thing I ran into you.
Actually, hold that thought. If you need something to put in your mouth, that sounds bad.
Courage, our relationship isn't like that.
It's fine. I need to talk to Belle about it anyway.
I'm sorry, is something popping there, Courage?
Hold my cake. Excuse me.
Buy me dinner first. I hold his cake.
He returns about 3 or 4 minutes later with two different bundles. One of thick, kind of woody-looking green sticks, and one of spindly, woody-looking brown sticks.
You're going to be chewing sticks, Courage. Also, I noticed you dodged my question about Belle.
Belle's the one who has these. Alright, so, we recently took on provisions. So, well, I don't know if this works. This is just something that I heard one of the goblin crew talking about, trying it to get off the pipe once. It's not going to help with the cravings, but for the sake of putting something in your mouth, like just so that you can't put a pipe in.
Right.
This is sugar cane. Literally, you can just bite it and suck on it. it's pretty sweet. Like, it's raw sugarcane
That's
sweet.
really sweet.
So, yeah.
Scamp would love this.
It's nice.
And this is licorice.
I bite that one.
It's
Ellie's actually had this.
also weirdly sweet, but like in a different way. It's that strange sweeter than sweetness you get.
Yeah, licorice is bizarrely actually sweeter than sugar.
Yeah, but
weird.
with the like weird, slightly aniseedy kind of like taste to it.
I think I like that one better.
Huh. I actually definitely prefer the sugar cane to the licorice. But hey,
they're both a bit sweet, but
yeah, the licorice at least is easier to carry around. The point is, keep hold of those, and when you really need a pipe, you can at least chow down on one of those. It's not going to get you drunk. It's not going to get you high. But it's something to keep busy with.
I suppose it's like this, isn't it? I hold my shredded shirt cuffs.
and it means a lot less trips to fighting.
I've actually just been getting Scamp to mend them. They've got a spell. I'm too embarrassed to go to fighting.
Nah, probably for the best.
You know he'd knock my fucking head off.
Yes, but he'd take very good care not to damage your clothes while he was doing it.
This is true. Right now these sticks feel like sticks. But it's definitely not. It's not gonna harm me, is it? So
no, I don't think so. You might want to brush your teeth more.
Good to know. I mean, it's sugar, isn't it? That makes sense.
But we're post the Tudor times. We know, the impact of sugar on tooth decay is known.
Yeah, we're a bit later than not knowing that.
We're past, fashionably black teeth.
Yeah.
Could you clean your teeth with prestidigitation?
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God, wouldn't that be good? For like poopy spoons days.
Tell me if you try it, and I'll tell you what it feels like.
Cool. We'll play it like I haven't thought of that yet.
Yeah.
Because that
literally
sounds
just
fun.
thought of it myself.
Yeah.
Hell, I've never thought of it before, so therefore, sure, Celestia hasn't.
Oh boy.
It's gonna feel bad and weird.
I don't know if it'll feel bad or weird, but weirdly, I have a perfect image in my mouth, of how that is going to feel.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it in my teeth.
Perfect mouth image. Yeah. I look forward to hearing that. Fabulous. Oh, brains are strange, aren't they? A perfect image in my mouth. What a sentence.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, though. Sometimes that is the way that these things feel when you're thinking of them. Well, I suppose it's, something other than tobacco, which is my other thing. Or getting pissed, which I already am. So that one's sort of done already.
Yes. Did you neck something pretty much as soon as you got back?
A little bit before, actually. I mean, technically, we were where we were, and then there was an in-between place, and then we were back. Technically, I necked something in the in-between place. So.
Descriptive.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. I understand. I mean, I don't understand. That description was bullshit. But I understand but in the feeling sense, I understand. In terms of whatever, weird magical bullshit you've been through, not a fucking clue, but...
I just realised it could be sort of bad for me to bring this to you, specifically. Do you need me to take this literally anywhere else?
We're here.
I kind of thought you would not judge and you would understand, but I also realised that this could be a bad thing. I'm not doing great today and I didn't think this through properly, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Celestia doesn't have the word trigger. So.
Twitches a little. Celestia. Darling.
Oh, it's rare someone darling's me.
Yeah, I know. I was pointed. It's a good day. The sun is shining. I am feeling good enough to drink something masquerading as beer.
Which is actually really fucking impressive, by the way. I hope that doesn't come across patronising, because I fucking mean it.
It's okay. If I was hitting the source, I'd be hitting something a lot stronger. Like, honestly, like, this... It's... If I trusted the water more, I might drink that. But...
I mean, that's not far off, is it? There's sort of like gross water.
It does look and taste like it's been through once already, yes.
Yeah, it really does.
You've caught me on a good day.
I should have asked, though.
We're here now. I'm... Okay. You know how, like, you start running and it's easier to keep running once you've started?
Yeah.
There's probably a word for that. It's like that. Right now, like, you're having a rough time. So I started running and I'm continuously going forwards. And while I'm going forwards and like trying to do the good things, it's all good. Fucking dogs on the dockside. Now, the thing is, if we stop for a moment and really like start making me, and I really just start thinking about how terrible I should be feeling, I'm going to lose that sort of jogging forward.
Oh, that wasn't the aim.
Yeah, no. So the point is, don't worry about me. I am fine. I'll tell you if I'm not, and if we need to stop. But it's okay. All right? I do understand. Yeah, good call on coming to me. There are worse people you could have taken this to. Thanks for remembering.
My first thought was Vasilisa, which would have been pretty fucking weird right now. Thanks, brain.
Yeah, okay,
That's pretty bad. It's the worst one I can think of on the ship. Saran, also, 2 dates in, a bit fucking early.
Wow, I mean, I was going for, like, Orden, but yeah.
Poor man. He got anxious enough when I came over. He's on the list, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, he just really gets confused when he doesn't. If someone comes in and he doesn't know how to bring them into a conversation, he just sometimes panics.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's much more comfortable one-on-one. Anyway.
Some people are.
But, okay, yeah. The point is, if I can sort of scrabble my way back to it.
Sorry.
I don't know what shit you've gone through. Looks like you've gone through some shit.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what the magical stuff is, but you said it's worse than going off the pipe. So, yeah, that shit too. Can't really. I don't know if there's an equivalent for that. The magic licorice. It's probably about as effective as licorice is. I guess it would be my advice. Fuck it. My advice would be that whole thing I talked about, where you get moving and it's easier to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a thing.
How do you get moving?
Sometimes you just ask a friend to help pick you up and start you going. But actually, I find that on the days when it's not a good day, it really helps that I literally have duties and I can't fucking shirk them. Because at the end of the day, if I don't get up and do my job, the bosun's going to be getting the cat out.
It's so weird that they call it that, because I always picture like a literal, like a cat.
Oh yeah, it used to be a cat.
What?
Yeah, they just beat you with a cat repeatedly.
You're shitting me.
I am, yes.
Why would you do that when I'm this tired? I was picturing a reality where people used to get mean with cat. That seems like a sad person and a sad cat. And probably a sad bosun, because they wouldn't get it with you. Can you imagine if you tried to pick up my cat and hit someone with it?
I think your cat is perfectly capable of hitting people on her own.
Yeah.
And actually most cats, for that matter.
Yeah.
I think it probably, in that situation, that if the cat is not already dead, then the bosun is probably going to be the sore one, because the cat's just going to attack them.
Yeah.
In my head, you're picking the cat up by the tail as well.
I was picturing like the back legs. That's sort of I do a motion like a person picking a cat up by its back legs and hitting somebody with it. You know what motion I'm doing? Why am I describing this?
It's eerily similar to the steel chair motion.
Yes, it is.
It's a brief
sometimes
moment.
you describe gestures in other words, and sometimes you just have to say what you're trying to do, and people can picture it.
Yeah, there's a brief moment where Courage just sort of stares, squinting slightly into the middle distance. How the fuck did we get onto?
I don't know.
People with cats?
I don't know. You brought up the fucking cat.
Right. The point is, on the days when it's hard to get started, some days some days I just get really fucking angry and start. And try and put that into getting up and eating and getting work done. It's not the best, and some days I can cajole myself, and some days I can get a friend to help. But worst comes to worst, it does help that there are things that need doing.
Being back home is probably going to help. But also I think there might need to be a period of stopping before I do that bit. Because we really haven't. And I'm very tired.
Then maybe that's what you need to do.
But I think at some point you will be right as well. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week, I don't know. Not today though. I've tried to cajole myself back into playing music. No, not. It'd be very sad if I played music today. It'd be upsetting to watch, I think.
I mean, you were all right earlier, but yeah.
Yeah, it was before it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm your friend. We're friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
Good.
I hope so.
So, because I'm your friend, I'm going to ask you this, and I want your honest answer.
Is it gonna hurt?
Yes.
Right.
You need to take some time to rest.
Yes.
Do you want me to, A, keep bringing you licorice? B, make sure you can't get to a pipe? And C, he frowns a little, do you want me to have Orden steal all of your alcohol? Because you're not looking great. I'm not touching it, but Orden will happily steal all your alcohol if I ask him to. Courage just fixes you with a look.
Sorry, you've sort of floored me with that last one.
I don't know if there's like a spell you can get high on. So I'm assuming in lieu of the magic-y thing, you're needing to get your fix with something. And frankly, right now, if I'm not leaving you with pipe, maybe I shouldn't be leaving you with enough booze.
I'm not sure those are the same.
I'm just thinking of what I would do.
Does this look like you?
He winces a little and then nods slowly.
How long have you not drunk in? Oh, you don't have to answer that. That's really personal.
Not counting the piss water.
We're not that. That doesn't count as a beverage, even, let alone a beer.
How many days has it been since the battle? 15? 15 days?
Something like that.
$15. I got a mouthful down from the cellar when I was keeping watch over little Corzin, and then I threw it out of the window before I could have any more.
Fuck, well done. Really?
Easy. But I really didn't want to have to explain to Hope why I was smelling of wine.
I mean, that'll do as a reason, darling. If that's the one that worked.
It's the one that worked that day. Mostly, I've just asked Orden to steal anything stronger than
the piss
Jim
water.
Diamond's decidedly not special, not reserve.
Jim Diamond's water of piss. Yeah.
Orden's really on board with stealing my booze. I worry he has a problem, but I've never seen it touch the sides on him.
Halflings.
He's a human.
Oh, why did I...
You're thinking of Alton.
Oh, fuck it. They have, like, nearly the same name.
One of them is a 6'2", bald, muscled human. The other one once got trapped on Whale Island.
I'm mixing my words up, not the people.
Not Whale Island, Walrus Island. I don't know if he got trapped on Whale Island as well.
I mean, have you ever asked Orton if he did? He might have had a sordid walrus history as well.
No, he definitely had the sordid walrus history. It's the whale history I don't know about. That time he got trapped on an island.
Yeah, no, I remember that was Orton, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Orton.
Not Auden.
Not Auden. No. Maybe Auden has. Oh, you're saying Auden might have. Auden! What? Have you ever had some bullshit with either whales or walruses? No! What do you take me for, Alton? Okay. Apparently not. It was that time with the mermaids. What? No, he's gone. He's gone. Never mind.
I'm trying to work out if I want to know or not. Maybe not.
Well, there. Yeah, I don't know. He once drank. He once drank some weird gnomish shit. And disappeared for 3 days.
That makes sense.
So, Courage shrugs.
Gnomish brandy. Yeah, that definitely tracks. I planned to rob a palace with a pink elephant when I went on Gnomish Brandy once.
Yeah, he said shit like that too.
Yeah. Yep. It was a good day, honestly.
Wait, was that before?
Before he robbed the palace. I don't know if I've ever told you about that one.
He pauses for a moment.
We're pretty far away from Saul and the ship sank, and so I figure it is probably fine to talk about it here.
Wisdom said something about the chamber pot heist.
Yeah, that did happen. Ask Corzin about it.
Right. I'll bring it up with the captain at some point, sure.
It's very funny. He'll be down for telling you the story.
Seriously, though, do you need me to get Orden to steal your booze as well?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I do...
First two is still up there.
Sorry, I don't know about the third one. I haven't thought about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Not today.
All right, it's...
But the first... Yeah,
all right.
help keeping away from a pipe today would be really helpful. If you have that in you.
I have that in me. Do you need help keeping away from a pipe for the next month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call in some favours and get some friends to help me out with that.
Yeah, I mean, I know Corzin's done pretty well in that people aren't really allowed to do it on the ship, so that helps. But...
That's all right.
I feel like a mess.
Yeah, you get used to that. I'm told it gets better.
Right.
But hey, what are friends for?
Usually more normal things, I think.
No, this is pretty normal. Most of the shit you get up to is not normal. I think this might be some of the most normal shit we've done.
Right. I wasn't really brought up somewhere normal. Sometimes it's hard to know.
Me neither, but I've seen normal from the outside more. And this... I feel like if we weren't living in crazy times, this sort of thing would still happen.
Maybe.
Well, fuck. It kind of really kills. I'd plan to just ask hey, how have you been? And you see anything fun?
Yes, I mean, some things were fun.
Tell me a fun thing, if you want.
Okay. I tell him about the National Puzzle Room. And maybe the fire. I start telling him about the fire and then I think about the bit with my family and stop. I'm trying to think. The National Puzzle Room is really the only, not emotionally complicated thing, isn't it?
So you're telling me that Scamp tried to make a way through and hit Corzin with a chair?
Yeah.
Or was it you with a chair?
I think I hit Corzin with a chair, and then I hit them. So that they would say, ow. And then I took a tea from something, and then they were out.
That...
Way out. Hey.
It's
like a pun, but a room.
I feel like you are twisting my head like a knot.
Yeah, this is just about the feeling we had. It was fun, though. There's a tiny cow. It was adorable. I could have taken the owl from cow. I really didn't need to hit my small friend, did I?
What would that have left the other side with?
See? Oh, no, maybe better I didn't. That room wasn't big enough to fit a sea in.
But the book you went inside was.
Yeah.
This is... Okay, so, Courage, there were 12 of these, 12 chambers, and this is the one story that when you were like, see anything fun, I felt okay telling you. And you're looking at me like I'm insane still. So, yeah.
I have to say, from that one story, I already, pray to the fucking regent I never meet this sorcerer.
Well, I don't think you will. He seemed to want to hide, to be honest. Like, I think he'd be very happy if he never met anyone.
Great. Feelings mutual. I'm glad that we have I'm really glad that the two we have are sane.
Yeah. Yep.
Like...
Saner.
Like, I mean, yeah, but, Scamp's
insane in a party hats for
book.
children's way, yeah.
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 Or in a cow.
Probably not.
It's like a narrowing of the eyes. Can Scamp put the C in a cow?
I don't think so.
Oh, good. Can Victory put the C in a cow?
More likely, but I still don't think so.
That's a disconcerting answer.
If I had to pick one of them to be able to do it, it'd probably be Victory. But, I mean, maybe she... okay, no, there is magical... Maybe some of the sea. If she enchanted the cow to be like a bag and, like, dipped it in the sea. Like, yeah, maybe. I don't think it'd be a happy cow, though. This is Ellie doing logic of, like, how would you make the cow into a bag of holding and spit in the sea? Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
All of its enchant each of its stomachs.
Yeah. Or maybe you'd have to scoop the middle out first. I don't know. This is getting really harrowing, Courage. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey, it's...
What have you been doing?
Let's see. I have mostly been repairing the ship.
Cracking.
Which is to say, following Watcher Wheel's instructions, helping move things onto the other ship. He gestures at the witch's tits, moored up nearby. I've been Corzin's nanny sometimes.
I guess taking a liking to you, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, honestly, it's been a refreshingly, and then it's been a refreshingly dull week. I think that I would be happy with more of them. It would probably get tedious after a month.
Oh, I'd take a tedious week. Oof.
Hey. He raises the really awful beer. Here's to a tedious week.
I raise my stick to him.
Chow down on some licorice.
Because I'm not a dickhead enough to be like downing whiskey in front of Courage. Like, I'm just not. Also, I'm already pissed, so you know.
He chuckles a little. Okay. Are we at the stage where I get Orden over and ask him to explain what the fuck was up with the mermaid thing?
Yes.
Orden! What? Come tell us about the mermaids.
I would like to hear the mermaid story very much.
You sure?
Yes. If you want
Orden
to tell us.
over. Okay, so it started out with this like weird purple blue drink. Celestia
mermaid
is
story here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Distractions.
So the camera pulls out and focuses in
That
elsewhere.
got extra weird. It was fun. Excellent.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do at the party? Otherwise,
I would.
Yes.
I would like to specifically go to Belle, thank her so much for passing on the message to my family when I dreamt to her, and give her the giant cookbook.
Belle, like, with the initial points, like, oh, thank you. Sorry it took a few regions, tits and balls.
I know, it's massive, isn't it?
How are we... Okay, put it up against the wall. Put it up against the wall, and let's just...
I guess the best advice I can give to any of your assistants here is don't fall into it.
Well, right, yes. I mean, I can follow... Okay, the diagrams are helpful. I think I might need you to translate
Don't worry,
text.
I want to try some of these, but obviously I will do the translation duties if you're able to keep the cooking side.
No, absolutely. She flips to a random page, and indeed, having settled down, you've suddenly realised, having left the Sirius Citadel, that comprehend language boon that was on all of you has now expired.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do have your regular understanding of gigantic.
Yeah, also, like, most of the recipes in here, you can half the quantities and it's still a massive feast. Like, there was one recipe in there that called for 64 eggs. That's too many. I mean, unless you're actually making a whale omelette.
Well, I suppose it would help with all of the mass cooking. What about this one? She picks one and points to it at random. Skimming down it, you can't help but notice that next to one of the quantities is the gigantic word for halfling.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that says 15 halflings. I don't actually know if that's a serving suggestion.
Okay, let's all right, this one. This it looks to be vegetarian. Okay, this one, the centerpiece. It takes you a moment to run through some of the ingredients make more sense. It takes you a moment to realize that one of them is actually the gigantic name for that one, like, strange perambulatory rose bush that was in Pader's March all the way back early on.
What was it? The corpse blossom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we can get one of those, but...
Well, I can assure you, if we do, we've got to make sure it's dead on arrival. Those things bite back otherwise.
I can probably do some substitutions. No, thank you. This is a literal treasure.
It's the least I could do. Thank you so much.
Captain, the least you could do is absolutely nothing, and I'm so glad that you've done more than that. Thank you.
I give her a hug.
She gives you a slightly stiff, because Belle's not really. But Belle hugs in the way that she's not opposed to hugs, just isn't used to them. Back.
Yeah, fair.
And then sort of begins squinting point. Okay. Yes, I think let's take some time and we'll just work on maybe transcribing this smaller.
Yeah, helpful.
It really does, like, take up a wall.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, like, even in a spacious ship's kitchen, this has got to be like the size of a stove. At least.
Yeah, it doesn't actually take up a whole wall. It's literally, it needed to be small enough to fit into the bag of holding, which has I think a 3-foot wide diameter.
That's not a big book.
Opened up, it is. Yeah, it's like. It's taller than Belle is if she... it's wider than Belle would be if she laid down.
Right.
Like, it is... We're sort of past novelty... we're in sort of novelty check territory.
Right, yeah.
Okay. In which case, then, the party continues until it naturally widens down, with the combination of bells cooking and people finishing off Jim Diamond's spread. Which means the party music can come to an end as well. With the party's end, you find, I think actually, that the sky begins. The sky is actually still pretty bright because you arrived in the morning. But things peter out towards sort of mid-afternoon, and as people filter back to their various tasks, because there is still work to do, or back to their bunks in some case, in cases where there isn't, the three of you find each other again. A lot of people who'd come by have gone their separate ways. Clara and Saran have returned essentially to work. And I'm going. Vig, after sort of parading himself around with his crutches, has reluctantly not all reluctantly hobbled his way over to the witch's tin. Has quite excitedly hobbled towards the witch's tin, but reluctantly gotten back to work. Corzin Jr. is obviously a bit tuckered out.
Baby.
At this point, he is overjoyed to see you, but has eaten a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
And has hit that point of where he's now metabolizing a lot of sugar.
Yep.
So he'll probably be back up again in a couple of hours, but
I read him a bedtime story.
So we're not even in bedtime, but like you start reading him a story and he's out and enjoying his sugar coma. Molly, I'm going to say, gives you gives you a reasonably tight but firm grip around the. Does Corzin wear a neckerchief? No, he's not. He's more of an open neck shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, grabs you around by the open neck shirt, pulls you in with us, and says with a slight edge, "Don't you be doing that again in a hurry."
I promise I will not be making a habit of it.
She gives you a stern nod and slow nod, pulls you in for a deep kiss, and then pushes you away. Right. Go look after your other family. I'm going to keep an eye on Corzin for a bit, because between you and me, now that the captain's back, I, as first mate, am taking the opportunity to book myself in an hour of leave and have a little kip myself. She gives you another kiss and sort of waves you away before curling up next to her son on the bed.
Corzin gives her a look of like, wow. And departs.
Molly is decked.
Yeah.
You do find yourselves next to, but you do soon enough find yourself back out with Scamp. They have the amateur millinery, having made many a hat, and Celestia, who has finally pulled herself away from a bewildering set of stories. Auden is one of... You've never really talked to Auden a huge amount. Now you have, and you've discovered that Auden is one of those people who, when he starts on a yarn, if you don't interject because, say, you're too polite or exhausted and in withdrawal and just and finding the distraction helpful, can talk for hours.
I think that was probably quite nice, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it doesn't...
I've probably asked encouraging questions.
It doesn't exactly ever get dull, but the range of topics varies. And sometimes with strange connections. Like, you start out with the mermaid story. Somewhere in the middle of it, Auden is telling you about his cousin who works in textiles, and how the new coal-driven weaving engines are putting cottage weavers out of work back home, and he's a bit concerned for where this might lead. On to a time that he talks with surprising confidence about shaping glass for lenses, and at the point when you finally decide you've had enough and extricate yourself, Auden has been talking for about 45 minutes on the best bait to use for fresh, specifically brackish water fish, like you'd find in a river delta. Not quite salt water, not quite fresh water. Which Auden apparently has opinions on.
For Celestia to lose interest, actually, because it's fishing. The one time Celestia has fished, she was Wendell.
Yeah.
That is the only time she has ever fished. I remember because there was that touching memory, and then suddenly it was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be fishing. I don't know what to do when there's a fish. I'm halfway through it. No idea. Yeah, so that makes sense for it to have wandered off during that bit.
At which point you wander over to Corzin and Scamp.
Those are impressive, Scamp. How many you got there?
I have no idea.
All the ship's boys are looking pretty fabulous, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they all wanted to go and making a hat, and who wouldn't?
18.
I mean... What?
18 hats.
18 He just rolled a d20 for hat number.
A lot of hats. All right.
18 hats here.
Wow.
I mean, we have at least half a dozen ship's boys, if not more.
Oh yeah, no. There's actually a surprising amount of interest.
Because we pick one up whenever they're hungry and don't have parents. Let's be real. We have so many ship's boys.
Yeah. You also had a certain amount of interest from other crew members who just wanted a hat. A lot of the spider tieflings wearing wanted hats.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see Rakash, the purple chitin spider tiefling, still has his hat on, while he's doing some re-rigging work.
I mean, everybody looks very cheerful and lovely. Good work.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, terrible. But, now I have a hat. So there's that.
Yeah, this is gonna sound awful, but does anyone, after everything that's happened, sort of half not trust any of this anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm half expecting
Keep checking I remember my name.
Oh,
just
that's
just
an interesting
case.
one. I just sort of expect it all to dissolve and there'd be like a cackling sorcerer going, I'm still in the internet, Like it's all some test or something.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to do about that other than wait for it to pass.
You wait a moment. The world does not dissolve.
I mean, surely if it was an illusion, Jim Dollarman's beer would be better, wouldn't it?
You'd hope.
Oh.
Although, actually, if I were going to try and... I'm not an illusionist, but... it's like somebody tried to create an illusion of beer who had had beer vaguely described to them once.
You know, it does kind of taste like that. Oh, it's
everything
a
else
conspiracy.
feels right.
It does. Here, Scamp, have you had to chew on one of these sticks? The sugar cane stick.
Oh, what is this?
Sweet sugar
It's
shit.
a stick,
Yeah.
but it's green.
Uh-huh.
We don't trust green things.
This
very
one's
sweet.
masquerading. It's sugar.
It's not a vegetable, is it? Because I'm against those on principle.
I actually don't know.
No, it technically it would be closer to a grass, but let's not go.
Oh, I like it in grass. I put it in my mouth.
It's pretty sweet.
So it's
Ooh.
just chewing on a licorice one. Yeah, this one tastes of something too. Courage gave me them.
This one's massive. But it tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
one
remember,
tastes okay.
I remember Norrit used to have a big, long one of those. He used to just slice little coin-shaped amounts off and hand them to the various kids he was looking after.
That's adorable.
Oh.
Well, it's certainly kept him coming back for more.
What do we like to do now?
I have no idea. I mean, I want to go see Wisdom at some point.
Oh, you should do that.
Seems all to the good.
But I guess mostly what we do is we sleep some.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like 4 p.m.
Yeah, but I think I might just sleep for maybe like a week.
I can't work out if I'm going to sleep forever or like never again. I mean, that's like weird.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the two. I'm looking forward to finding out.
Sort of both at once, if I'm honest.
Yeah. You still got balls? Or has Molly had them?
So far, still in possession of all my bits, but
Have you told her all the shit yet?
bits and pieces. There were, a lot of people obviously were asking what had happened, and frankly, where do you even begin with half of it?
Well, I don't know how to tell people, man. I have no idea.
Well, I
Well, we
got about
don't.
as
Most
far
of
as
it.
the bathtub full of coffee, and then just
But like the Citadel, we can't tell most people that.
I was very specific people
So-
we can talk to about that. I think Corzin telling Molly is probably okay, but
Oh yeah, no, Molly needs to know everything.
people who are close, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's another thing of like, if you do make the decision to tell people, it's a case of how do you tell them and what? Like there are certain things that would be, even by our standards,
Insane.
fucking terrifying.
I've just sort of been telling people out of context bits as they fall out of me. It must have been really weird to be around me this evening, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I think I might have to sleep at 4 p.m.
That's perfectly alright.
I don't think I can do anything else today. Well, there's definitely stuff that I want to do now we're back, but not today.
Frankly, given everything we've gone through, I'm happy to make it a captain's orders that everyone has at least a week's leave.
Can I see how that goes?
Yeah, of course.
I might
you don't
need
have to take
duties.
it, but you
Not-
have it.
Not today, but it might actually be helpful to have stuff to do on other days. I need to see. I definitely need a
No,
break.
I completely understand. Like,
but I don't know how
but-
long.
like I say, you don't have to take it. You have it.
Thanks.
I should make Marjorie into something else again. She doesn't like being this small.
Yeah, what do you...
Marjorie, like, twists her, like, as best she... Well, her whole body, because her head doesn't really move. Like, wiggles her antennae and stares at you with her beady little black eyes.
I know. Okay.
It's that sort of... You can't read Marjorie's thoughts, but you can fondly imagine that there's a look that... You remember the time when she was a pug, and you could almost hear her thinking, I used to have wings, you bastard. There's a not...
Trying to, like, impale herself on things as she went past, so she could be something else.
It's not as baleful as that look, but there is like, just, you know, it's got a slight hint of, at least I'm not a pug again.
Well, I was considering making you a pug again. So
she flutters her little... Can cockroaches move their wings? They can, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
She flutters her cockroach wings into like a tiny threat display.
Okay. Pigeon it is.
She wiggles her antennae appreciatively.
She makes a good noise when she's a pigeon.
Yeah.
She does.
Or indeed any noise.
I do miss the noises.
Yeah. I think I need to kill up
Pug
with
was
my
the best noise, though.
stupidly enormous cat.
Yeah.
You are so big.
Hearing her, I guess, a reference to her Stormy, who's been prowling around the ship again, you know, re-establishing her claim to this domain.
Peeing on things, the usual. Yeah.
After a bumpy ride being held in Celestia's arms on the back of a giant dog.
Yeah.
Kerberos, by the way, has just been, like, on the, like, by the quayside this whole time, being an adorable facsimile of a dog.
Oh, he has so many kids near him.
Like,
Yeah.
you've long since figured out how to do the stable. You've long since figured out that that if you tell Kerberos to stay but not guard, then he seems to default to adorable giant dog rather than threatening giant guard dog.
There's at least one kid napping, like, on him.
Yeah.
Because he's giant and fluffy.
So long as Kerberos doesn't need to move from that position, there seems to be built to have a lot of leeway within it.
Well, that's something I'm going to have to deal with in a minute. But for now,
Oh, you are so big and heavy. So big. You know when people pick up their dogs that are too big to pick up?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's getting a bit like that.
Yeah, she's larger than a Maine Coon now.
Oh, you're really, really big.
that's
Yes. It suits you.
she's taller than me at the shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
I wonder how big she'll get. Let's not worry about it.
Can I make
This
an
is
educated
fine.
guess as to how big that animal is going to get?
Roll a nature check.
I definitely don't know. I've no idea.
Did we not see an
No, we
adult
didn't.
version of it?
No. Not up close.
No.
Okay. Nature, that is a 15.
Yeah, that, like... Trying to think if Corzin has ever seen a big cat, because, like, lions are a known creature.
We don't have them in menageries.
Yeah.
You
You could have seen a lion in a menagerie. You're expecting lion size. Maybe, but depending on how much of a cub she is, she could get a little bigger.
Well, I hope we've got a ready supply of rats on this ship, because,
I mean, it's a ship.
yeah.
It's always rats, aren't they?
A lot less these days.
Who found any good rats? Oh, yes, you're very clever. If there aren't enough rats, we'll have to just feed you other things.
She sort of sniffs at Corzin.
No.
You can't eat Corzin. We'll be in terrible trouble.
Sort of vaguely lounges back in your arms.
Oh, yes. Keep moving. You're not heavy enough that that's a problem at all.
She wriggles.
Blood magic. Fucking hell.
We'll have to just make sure that none of our Jin's chickens go missing.
Yeah, we will have to keep an eye on those, won't we?
And the ship's boys.
You're not allowed to eat any ship's boys.
Yeah,
No, not even one.
Definitely off the table. No.
There you go. She gets it. She's very clever. She pretends she doesn't, but she does.
She kind of tilts her head over to one side and goes, and a small and like a tiny figure in a grass skirt with a spear just takes two little monkey paw fingers, points them at his eyes, and then at her.
Yeah, you tell her, Jeffrey.
I mean, I feel like that's your own fucking risk, to be honest. Like, good luck. There's easier prey, my darling. There really is.
Marjorie wiggles. Alright. You all get some sleep, I think is what the feeling we're getting to here.
I don't think we can do anything else until after sleep in these characters.
So, I think after the break, we'll come back with stuff you can do the next day. But I'm going to take the opportunity now to set the scene a little bit in terms of what's going to be happening with the next few episodes, or the next brick of episodes, in fact. We are approaching downtime.
Downtime.
For reasons that will become apparent in the probably in the second half of this episode, really whenever you talk to Alton, there is going to be a bit of a time limit on this downtime. But you essentially have about a month before.
That's loads of time.
Before the next expected thing will happen. Now, it is worth noting that close towards the end of that month will come the end of this actual calendar month you are in, which is First Flurries. At which point, you're going to need to cough up 19,000 gold pieces, gold crowns, if you want those 3 ships you commissioned to get released.
Have about 10, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely the possibility that you might try and engage in a small adventure in the midst of that downtime, depending on how your finances are doing, because there are a couple of mini things that you've heard of or aware of along the way that don't constitute a full arc that you might do if you wanted to risk life and limb for cash in the traditional method of adventuring. Especially now that you have access to teleportation magic. But you will also there will also be a sort of ongoing quest that will be happening in a very sort of passive sense throughout this month. So you'll have opportunities to look into things, gather information, and prepare. Meet some old faces, meet some new faces. You also have, as part of this though, I'm just going to grab I haven't used this book in a while. I think we're going to...
do we get to roll on the carousing table?
It's time. Yeah, we're getting to roll on the carousing table.
No way!
Naturally,
That's exciting.
the Xanathars is like right at the bottom of my stack of books.
Obviously.
So we're going to do So I'm going to say then, if these take... Okay, most downtime activities require a work week or 5 days to complete. Well, Calcinian weeks are 10 days long, which means that I guess it's kind of proceeding in half weeks, just because it's so rare we get to do this. We'll say that you can have essentially 6 opportunities for downtime activities.
As in downtime carousing.
For like downtime carousing and so on. So we've got our own copies of Xanathars that we can look at with the details, and you can also go off these scope of these. But examples that are given for downtime activities include genuinely attempting to source and buy a magic item. That's real difficult, but depending on what you're trying to get hold of, you do actually have access to enchanters, either here or elsewhere. Again, teleportation magic does allow you to reach outside your usual network. There is, of course, carousing, which can give you a number of options. Item crafting. I forgot about this, but it is worth noting that there is a limited amount of... that Scamp, if you really want to, you can, I guess, spend a bit of time learning how to do this from the artisan, actually. I think it's the artisan. The smith, sorry. Because you can literally go to the Cirrus Citadel and talk to an echo of a sorcerer who is an expert in using sorcery to create enchanted items. This is a point, actually. Having unlocked the Cirrus Citadel, having reached the Cirrus Citadel and completed that, Scamp, you now have the ability to craft magic items. This is one of the things that is made possible by essentially accessing your birthright. So you can kind of pitch a magic item to me, and depending on the scope of it, we can talk about whether it's possible, what sort of resources you need to gather, and how, and what sort of resources you need to gather to effectively rush it to fit within your time scale. Victory may be willing to help, depending. You can also just order, have regular items crafted as well. There's others. You can do crime. You can literally do crime if you want. You're fucking part of the Fisher King network. Gambling. You can bring the best parts of the city of Lore out and do pit fighting. Apparently, you can just rest. Just straight up, you can just choose to relax for like half a week. I would be astonished if any of you choose religious service, but it is an option. You could, if you want to start a cult, I guess you can do that. That'd be
already done that.
If you want to dedicate time to starting a cult, this
like
is how
non-accidentally start a cult. Yeah.
Tempting.
You can legitimately research. Research is one of the options to find things out. And I know that some of you have expressed an interest in that. Scribing a spell scroll basically comes under enchanting an item. And you can even try and sell magic items that you have. Oh, and you can actually you can train in a skill.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And also you can just work, like, the option there is there to just work, but I'm going to be blunt, like, although you have money problems, you are so filthy rich that
getting a job won't make a difference.
Yeah, getting a job is not going to make a difference to the astonishing debt you have.
We're in the adventurer's economy now.
Oh, yes, you are in the adventurer's economy now. But yes, so you'll have...
So there's the bits of downtime where we're not actively doing things.
Those are the bits, so basically, you can kind of all, like, pick in a given chunk of downtime how you want to spend that downtime. And again, like, you know, it's all listed... it's all listed in Xanathar's, which we've got a copy of physical and I think a digital one as well, and through D&D Beyond, etc. So we can talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about what we want to do off air, but I'll basically get you all to sort of tell me what you want to do during each bit, and we'll cover it. And you'll also have the chances to just like actively go out and seek things and people. Mm-hmm. But we'll pick up there with talking to at least one of two people that you definitely do need to talk to. After these, no doubt important, messages.
Do you remember the fall of 1798? Well, we certainly do. It was a saint's damn hell of a time. Revolutions, crime gangs, a whole mansion went missing one time. And then there was that day that some joker just straight up ate the sun. Now you might be thinking that's pretty hard to top. Well, have I got a story for you.
And welcome back. You sleep like logs. It is... I'm just trying to think for a moment. It's not your first sleep in a... No, you didn't actually get to stay overnight and sleep properly in a bed in the City of Law. So
with Petroleone.
Sorry?
Petroleone we did.
Yeah.
Yes. This is your... So, yeah, it's your first... you get to have your first night in a bed or bunk since basically Petroleone's spa tower.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Ages.
Yeah, it certainly feels like at least 3 days ago. Whether or not it is kind of hard to tell. You're not even sure where you've lost some of that time that you lost. But regardless, your muscles and your terribly fatigued systems are glad of the rest, which means that you pretty much straight up sleep through the rest of the sixth of First Flurries.
I thought it was the 9th of First Flurries.
No, it's the 6th.
6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wrote that the wrong way up then.
Valid.
Yeah, you lost... you entered the Sirius Citadel, I think, on the 29th. And I think you left... I have it down as basically having left... I think you left Wayne... you stepped into Wayne Manor on the 24th. So you were gone 12 days.
Yeah.
However, you awaken as refreshed as you're going to get at this particular moment the following morning.
Coffee.
Is it possible to get a hangover from cake?
I'm going to say yes. Is it possible to get a hangover
cake then?
From alcohol?
that is the classic one.
Fair amount of a hangover is just dehydration.
You can't drink cake, Corzin.
Yeah, don't be fucking ridiculous. Don't be silly, Corzin.
Fair point. Are we talking across purposes?
Always.
Yes.
Speaking of talking, I do have one question for Scamp, actually.
Uh-oh.
Did you restructure Marjorie before you went to bed?
Yes.
Then you are cheered by the sound of... Marjorie is, as far as you can tell, overjoyed to have a voice again.
That's a comforting sound.
I was just thinking that. It's good.
After a brisk breakfast in which you mop up the remainder of the cake, fortunately...
Hair of the dog.
Yes.
In cake form. For that cake hangover, that's definitely a thing.
I feel like I don't know what's... I feel like you probably would have dismissed Kerberos, but you fondly imagine Kerberos wuffing in response to that.
I would have dismissed Kerberos after very carefully extricating the small halfling child
Indeed. From the but after a brisk breakfast, you chat amongst yourselves and decide that you're going to start you're going to start your time off by actually doing the responsible thing and going to talk to Alton. So you head to the city hall where Alton actually, yeah, no, it's going to be the city hall because they are still in the process of rebuilding the battery that got as Alden can very much testify, the battery itself was one of the casualties of the battle. So
Olsen, don't tell me they've made you mayor already.
Why not take it as you step into his office? Like it's hard enough to putting up with it with the whole generalship permission. No, you'll be happy to know that someone else has taken the governor job. We've had enough time to hold some rather furiously quick elections. Funny thing you should mention. Actually, we had a week of it, and they picked the new governor 2 days before you came back. So day before yesterday.
I hadn't really considered
Oh,
that.
I was totally going to run if I'd been hit. I wasn't going to run.
I'd have voted for you, just for the sheer shits.
Do we get a vote?
I don't think we're citizens here, are we?
I'd vote for you anyway.
I think if you actually applied
No one
for
would
citizenship,
care, but I would.
in as much as there is...
Am I a citizen? Where am I a citizen of?
Sewell.
Oh, yeah, I do have those papers,
Yeah.
don't I?
Yeah, you got a passport and everything.
Yep.
I think I remember that being a whole thing. But yeah, no, there is actually there was actually an election. There was it was a bit of a rough one as far as I understand these things. What with a lot of the old. Quite a lot of the old political establishment having been assassinated during all of the gang wars. Governor Stumpf having been killed, and then then I think three of the halfling councillors went, and then some of the orc ones. Basically, we had to. It hit the point that in between all of the different, all of the losses from the war and everything, they had to pretty much re-elect the entire council.
Huh. Shit.
Yeah,
So it's been a busy couple of days, yeah.
it was an intense sort of week. Anyway, bit of a reasonably surprising outcome. 7 wards, 7 seats. We've had we had Councillor's fingers for a moment. Ooh, two orcish councillors, 2 halfling councillors. Surprisingly, actually, 2 human councillors. Usually, it's from what I understand from talking to everyone here, the halflings and the orcs have had it sewn up for a long time. And of course, we have our one hobgoblin councillor.
Really?
Oh, indeed. That would be one Chen Hui Sin, I believe.
Oh shit! Look at her go.
Yeah, no.
Brilliant.
Quite apparent. She seems like she's definitely a very sharp sort, and was a bit of a surprise win. From what I understand,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, very good for her.
Yeah, her district normally puts through an orcish candidate. But I
mean, that's great news.
Yeah, it sounds like some things. A lot of change has been in the air. Anyway, we nearly didn't have a governor because it turns out that the way that it works is the way that they've got it down here is the councillors all pick a governor from amongst them.
Right.
Oh, right.
Oh, that would have been hard.
And yeah, so there's a bit of tension. I'm going to say tension. In after the whole, battle and the aforementioned violent gang wars and everything.
Yeah.
So none of that. Neither of the orcish candidates could get the support. Neither of the halfling candidates could get the support. The two human, Anyway, may I present Governor, and he gestures behind you to the still open door, and you can see leaning against the door frame with a somewhat wry expression is a tall hobgoblin woman with long black hair and a low ponytail, yellow-orange skin, amber eyes, horn-rimmed glasses, and a slightly fancier waistcoat and shirt. Governor Chen Hui Sin.
Fuck yeah.
Congratulations.
Love this. Amazing.
I heard that the three of you had come back to town and thought I would pop my head in. I'm afraid I do have can only spare a minute or so. Alton, I assume you're here to talk to them about the convention? The whole Congress thing. We're going to be talking about that. She nods and smiles. Well, pleasure to see you again. If you'll excuse me, duty calls. We'll definitely be talking more in the near future. She moves on quickly, and immediately you can hear her picking up a conversation with some manner of bureaucrat. There's a glance either side, a glance to the side from Alton, who leans in and says, "Yeah, as I understand it, the human those other candidates, they managed to." The only person that they could agree on they hated the least was Sui Sin there.
Woof.
So she's got the job.
Tactical voting.
I wasn't involved in that, but it seems like she's a pretty savvy customer.
Yeah.
I thought so when we met her.
Anyway, I've brought you here because, frankly, you're some of the best people I know at solving complex sort of problems. And you're pretty good at talking to people. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's another complex problem that I'll need you to solve. We'll talk money later, but it's going to be a few hundred. We can spare a few hundred gold crowns if we can get you to please help sort out those ants. But that's not for right now.
We can probably help with ants, and that seems pretty fair, really.
We just need to wall them in or something, we just need to wall them in or something, because frankly, at this point, they just keep burrowing out, and they're actually eating quite a lot of livestock.
Shit.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, no, that can't be left. It'll just get worse, won't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've tried setting the place on fire, and that hasn't done it. Anyway.
Shit.
Yeah. We'll send some people to talk to you about it. Now, as Governor Huisin starts mentioning, the big issue that's coming up on the horizon is they're calling it like a Continental Congress or convention. They're still working out the name. Basically, that whole battle we fought means that this independence that we're trying to carve out here from Assyria, hasn't been killed before it can get started. So now we got a long war ahead of us. As I can bloody well say, as the person who's trying to organise it. And I've been talking to a few people, and the unfortunate fact is that we're going to fight this with all of the strategy and tactics we can, but over a long term, this is going to come down to resources.
That's what Lady Grace said.
Yeah, I've been speaking to her, but actually, I've been getting a lot of help from those Bell founder types that you connected me up to. Leisha, would you mind bringing the documents, please? The door opens, and a woman you haven't met before, a human woman, dark-skinned with short black hair, functional grey dress and round glasses, enters, carrying a set of essentially manila folders. There is a slight resemblance to one of the Bellfanders that you have met previously, which would be Hannah Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
Financier, you recall, similar, dark skin, slightly longer, short hair with an afro. Also fond of spectacles, silver-rimmed ones, but dressed a bit more upscale in a frock coat. Leisha places down the folders and papers, takes out a notepad and stands kind of attentively to one corner, taking notes and and sort of picking out papers and handing them to Alton as he needs them. Leisha, thank you very much. Absolute regent send to have the support of these Bell founder types. Celestia, Corzin, Scamp.
Hello.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you. I go and offer my hand.
She blinks a little at the offered hand, but takes it and gives you a firm handshake back. Leisha Long, pleasure to meet you, Captain Horhace, Scamp, Ms. Stardust.
Hello.
she shakes your hand, Corzin, and then after a moment extends a hand to Scamp to see if a handshake is in order. And then follows the same.
I do a very formal handshake.
Aww.
Very
if
sensible.
she's doing handshakes for everyone, I'm not gonna leave her hanging.
Okay. She gives you again a firm, formal handshake. Kind of gives each of you a brief look in the eye, and then adjusts her spectacles and picks up a pen, makes a couple of notes, and steps backwards. Leisha here has been very helpful with coordinating with the intelligence networks that the... Sorry, Leisha. Did I say Leisha or Leisha?
No, Alton's just American.
Oh, god damn it. Alton did slip into American. Alton's been spending a lot of time in Sunderland.
Twang, that makes sense.
Picking up the accent.
However... There's a surprising closeness and positioning between.
No, they're both.
There really is.
They're both rotic. Yeah. It's going to get you every time. I'm like that.
Leisha here has been particularly helpful with keeping me connected with the Belfounder's intelligence systems service. Now, when it comes down to it, we're going to talk very, very, very briefly about politics.
Ew.
So you might have heard them talking about how there's 13 colonies in this year rebellion.
Yeah.
Right. Well, broadly speaking, we come into three groups. Now there's those of us on the center, Newmark, Thunder's Watch, and the like. We're I don't know. They've called us like the. I've heard the term the immigrant cities used around. There's a lot of people who've come here for a new life, as it were, and this is where a lot of the industry is. But we don't. It's also we tended to come here because it's good river placement and so on, and there's a lot built up, but it's not necessarily as rich as other parts. Now, you go further south, and you get a different group. Places like Johannesland, Purity, St. Gregorsville. Those are... they call themselves, broadly speaking, the faithful. That's where you'll find the heart of, St. Purity, St. Victory, all of the, sort of Regency splinter churches that have shown up. We met, there are some interesting types. You've met their bishops here. You recall for a moment... Bishop Jan House, the fiery orcish preacher, and you recall, people like I'll find a name. I've got it written down here, and people like Minister Fidelity Peters of the Church of St. Purity.
She hated us, didn't she?
She's a very intense, very stern type. So it says, right. So they're certainly very driven, and in particular, thanks to the particular beliefs of Saint Fury, very well armed.
Right.
And then the third lot are kind of to either side of it, but they're united together. They're what you call the cotton states because they grow a lot of cash crops like cotton. Some people call them the cotton barons. And they're the ones where, frankly, they've got the most wealth, but they're very fond of staying rich, as it were.
Right.
He glances to the side. And the biggest thing that you're likely to run into is they, unlike us, where it was, frankly, pretty easy to embrace the whole to put abolition into the charter. They're not.
Right.
So that's
Understood.
that's likely to be a problem. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we are arranging this whole convention, this congress, a month from now. On the 7th of full snow, in fact. Full frost, even. And they're going to have representatives from the faithful and from the cotton states here to try and broker out a formal alliance. Because right now, there is a sort of broad agreement that we all want to be independent of Ossyria, but we're also having difficulties really agreeing.
Right.
I see how it goes, yeah. Tricky.
Now, he kind of points to a bunch of different papers. These are really, really complex. Fortunately, Leisha was able to really to pin it down to a much simpler sort of summary. Basically, you can kind of think of each... you can kind of give each of these sort of groups a number in terms of their military strength, their industrial strength, and the amount of resources they can compare. And I'm going to put this into the chat.
Thanks, Leisha.
Thank you.
So, you'll notice that this is how many troops Ossyria can bring, how much industry we reckon they're willing to put into supporting their war effort, and how many resources we think they're willing to supply. There's a 5 for each of those numbers.
Are we fucked, or is it just me?
And this is the numbers for each that we reckon each of our factions could bring to bear. You'll notice that if we can't make a treaty, we are
don't
indeed...
have enough.
Yeah, we're fucked. Now, if we can all... the good news is, with the exception of one particular fly in the ointment that I'll bring up in a moment, if we do manage to broker an agreement that gets all of us together, we can win. Like, we can actually potentially win, or at least draw. Because collectively, we could bring all of us together, can push off Ossyria in the long term. Now, there is a fly in the ointment, and it's called the Ebon Guard.
Right.
Ugh.
Where do they stand in all of this?
Celestia actively recoils when they're mentioned.
So, from what the intelligence that Leisha and the rest have gathered tells me, the Ebon Guard have basically been not exactly defaulting on their contracts, but more managed to be bought or rented out from everywhere across Jover, Haldanos, everywhere they've been employed to support Ossyria in putting down this rebellion.
Oh, this is just petty now.
Which means that they are
Ossyrians
all...
have deep pockets.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why? That's what... I thought the whole thing she was doing was the other thing. She's just doing this to piss Lady Grace off. Ooh, ignore that.
Yeah, she's being petty.
I I need. I don't have context for that.
Not worth it.
Okay. Well, this has been underway for months now. So.
Right.
A lot of these. So it looks like the Orsirians either knew this was must have known this was coming sooner or later, because some of these set off at least like 3-4 months ago. They're making port at different points. Likely to. It looks like they're going to coordinate. They're planning to coordinate with with different Orsirian groups, but a lot of them have not yet. A lot of them, according to the reports, haven't yet moved into garrison fortresses or anything. They're mostly keeping to themselves, and seem to be waiting until they're all ready and have orders on how to coordinate. And the Orsirian High Command, it seems, also are waiting until they have, as it were, their ducks aligned. But that Ebon Guard, you see that 5 I wrote that Leisha wrote next to Orsiria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. You can add a +2 to that.
I figured.
Because by themselves, they can probably bring about as much arms and armament and fighting force as the Cotton States could.
You say this has been going on for months, that they've been joining up with Orsiria. Right? So, like...
Yeah, it's like they've been sort of... honestly, they've been keeping a pretty low profile. I wouldn't even have known about this if it wasn't for the Bellfounders being able to gather this. But yeah, it looks like they've been slowly making their way into points across Sunder for months now. Largely hidden.
We think so. Sorry. Let me just get this straight. We think that they've been making their way into Sunder with the idea of supporting Orsiria for this whole time. This is he gestures to Leisha, who pushes forward some what appear to be intercepted and decrypted sendings. Right. So these are the sendings that that we've been able to intercept going to and from Orsiria's command. So that their chatter, their sending chatter indicates that High Command is is bringing them in to liaise. This doesn't make any sense.
At the very least, this is what the Orsirians are saying to each other. Though though it's safe to say they're keeping mum about it, kind of using it like a secret weapon.
Keeping mum on.
Neither Alton nor Leisha seem to get the joke. Alton looks vaguely confused. Leisha, allows herself a briefly raised eyebrow and then schools her expression and continues making notes.
Don't worry about it. Carry on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Without going into why, we had other information on what that goal might be. I mean...
If you've got other information, I'd like to hear it.
I mean, it seems to be wrong.
Maybe not. This is espionage. I'm new to this game, but it seems like figuring out what's true might be half the battle.
Glance over it. Was it Leisha?
Leisha.
Brief message to Alton. How much do you trust Leisha?
Alton kind of seems kind of mimes scratching his rubbing his chin thoughtfully and murmurs under his breath, murmurs under his breath, she's new. The Bell Founders trust her, but I've only known her this past week. She did gather she's gathered a lot of this information, though.
I mean, it's such big secrets, isn't it?
Leisha coughs. General. Yes, Leisha? Would this be a moment where you would prefer me to leave the room? Alton kind of flicks his eyes. I'm going to say to you, Celestia, since you're the one who messaged him.
Yes, please, Tom. Nothing personal, just don't know you.
Understood. General, I would appreciate being kept informed of any pertinent strategic information, but...
No pertinent secrets, promise.
Good day for now. Please call for me when you are ready, when you need me again. She gives a curt nod and steps out of the room, closing the door behind her.
I mean, you're not going to tell anyone shit, are you?
I mean, probably not, no.
So, the Ebengard is run by my mum.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Right, I can see why we asked Leisha to leave then.
Yeah, I'd rather not spread it around. And yeah, as far as we were aware, from our other source, there was a plot. I mean, as far as we were aware, she's going about it by terrible means, but there was a plot between her and another high-powered elf to help the revolution. They wanted a place without kings and queens, where Drow could live.
Yeah, that's what's not adding up for me.
It's not, right? It's not just, Scamp, it's not... Am I being dumb here? This doesn't make sense,
well,
right?
They've had a bit of a falling out.
They have,
And I don't know that your mum's known for being reasonable when something feels like it feels petty. This feels petty.
What does she actually gain by doing this?
Out of character for a sec.
Yes.
I, Ellie, don't get the impression that she is petty. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You know, I'd call her a lot of things, and don't get me wrong, I'm not about to start singing her praises, but she's not petty. She's a bit tactical to be petty. She wouldn't put personal bullshit feelings above the cause, whatever she's decided it is. That's why this is confusing me. Because, I'm not being funny, some people we've met, yeah, they would absolutely fuck a whole thing.
If it was your sister, 100%.
Oh, if Quilena's in charge, yeah, it's fucked. If this being her decision would actually make a lot more sense, but I don't, by the sounds of what we've heard, even though I used to think she was her favourite, I don't think that Quilena's been trusted with it, right?
Unless something's happened to your mum that we don't know about.
Maybe.
The only thing...
you say this has been happening for months. What happened a couple of months ago?
Yeah, it's true.
About a month. Actually, that would be about a month ago. Oh, unless we're talking about...
Lady Grace?
Yeah, if you're talking about Lady Grace, that's like a month or less ago.
It's less than a month ago.
Oh, Utu! Yes, Utu would have been, at this point, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose Utu was a while ago. She could have changed plans then.
Yeah, that might have changed stuff.
Maybe they decided to join up with Osiria instead.
the only thing that makes half a lick of sense of siding with the Austrians is if she planned to betray them at some later point.
Maybe, but this is such a weird way of doing that.
If you're trying to create a place that doesn't have kings or queens, then,
I mean, I suppose we didn't hear that from her, did we? Mind you, she didn't know. In the mirror, she said no empresses and stuff. That wasn't just what we heard from her partner.
But again, just to what end?
I don't know. I'm confused. I thought I got it.
Listen, if you think there's something going on here beyond what we're getting in our intelligence reports, and you think you have someone you can talk to or try to get more information on, this is exactly the sort of thing I need your help with. See, what I was going to come here and ask you to do was talk to the representatives when they show up. Because they're not all going to, show up on the 7th of full frost and, jump right into it. We're expecting them to arrive, in the next month, get the lay of the land a bit, and then, get themselves settled. And then frankly, if politics works at all like it does back home, I assume there'll be a bunch of backroom dealings before the official conference starts.
That sounds likely.
Yeah.
Militarily, though, if the Ebon Guard is supporting the Arcurians, they still have the edge on us. We've got to remove them as an asset.
I mean, that could be possible.
Well, we can try.
Please do, because that edge could well make the difference. If we want to hold out and just survive this coming war, we need to be able to draw with Orsyria on all three of those arenas, like military force, how much industry we can use to pump out arms and ammunition, and the amount of resources we can bring to bear. Or, if we lose one of those arenas, we need to beat them in another one. That's the only way we're going to draw. Now, don't get me wrong, if we can match them in two and beat them in one, great. We're likely to come out of this with a solid win. But if we want to survive, we need to find enough unity to bring us together. And bear in mind, this is only what I know about. Again, I brought you here because you are the three craziest people I know.
That's fair.
Thanks for a moment.
I was going to point out someone else, but then I couldn't think of anyone worse.
There's my great uncle. But
oh yeah,
outside of my great uncle, outside of Norrit, you are the three craziest people I know. And
fair and illustrious company, frankly.
And therefore,
yeah, I'm honoured.
You are likely to find some angle that I have no flipping idea about. Maybe you'll, I don't know, find a secret skeletal pirate army.
I've done that.
Yeah. Do you want, 40 parrots?
I don't know if 40 parrots could do it. Sorry, come back to the skeleton army.
I mean, it's only a ship. It was one.
Okay, no, we're larger scale than that.
Yeah.
Now, if you come back, if you find an army of 30,000 skeletons, we could probably fuck it. Skeletons can shoot bows. We could give them muskets, and we might stand half a chance. But
wow, you're desperate, aren't you?
yes.
That's fair. No, I just suddenly understood. You know.
Yeah.
Can't afford to look a gift horse in the knees now, can we?
Exactly. Now, I'm like taking the piss with the skeleton army, though seriously, if you find a skeleton army, please do. But you might find some people we haven't thought of, or some different approaches. If you find someone or some group that might be interested in allying with us, or Regent for Fend allying with Orsyria, let me know. I can get Leisha and the Bellfounders to try and appraise them the way that they've appraised Orsyria and us, and give us numbers. Because at this point, if there's any allies we haven't considered, any approaches we haven't considered, it might be worth talking to them, even inviting them to the Congress. I can talk the governor into doing that. The point is, we're going to need all the help we can get, and sooner or later we're going to need to draw a line about what we're willing to give up for that help and what we're not. But it's a month till the Congress happens.
Okay.
Just during that time, we can talk to people. We can get an idea of what they, on the other hand, are willing to give up or not, as the case may be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can pull some strings, possibly.
I think we'd rather have to.
We'll have to pull some really big strings.
Ropes, you
We're
might
quite
say.
good at that.
Well, if there's a time for pulling on ropes and strings, this would be it. Because anyone who stands on their own in this isn't going to make it. But if we can't reach an agreement, some of the others might countenance siding back with Orsyria
It's the safer choice.
as the safest choice.
When it comes down to survival, people make the choices they have to.
That's
Let's
my
make
ask.
that not a good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my ask. Just you let me know if there's anything I can do that I can do, that I have resources to do, and I will.
Actually, yes, there is one. Out of character, correct me if I'm wrong. A little while ago, there was a band of Evangard that was due to land in St. Gregorsville. I don't know if they did. You could let me know where they're up to and how near they are. That would be great. Oh, see, it's the ones that Quilena was with.
It is.
I want to know.
Fran's right. I might be able to. I think I need to get Leisha back in.
That's fine.
Keeping track of the paperwork is not my strong suit.
Yeah, could you maybe keep that to yourself, by the way?
That's fine.
Thanks.
But you want to know the...
feel free to tell her about the goals and all that stuff. That's fine. Just if you could keep my parentage to yourself,
absolutely.
That would be great. Thank you.
But yeah, I can ask her to look up a group that we're heading for St. Gregorsville.
Yes, please.
Right. I'll do that now if you want.
Sure, if you don't mind. That would take a weight off my mind.
Picks up a little handbell and kind of gives it a ding, ding, ding. Sorry, you've got to ring quite hard to get it over the cork in the door.
Worst sound anyone's ever made, but it's for a good cause, so yeah.
I bet I can make a weirder one.
Oh, please don't take that as a challenge.
As the door is opening, what noise does Leisha hear?
It could be fucking anything.
I'm going to try and make that sound, but if it was made by 30 parrots at once.
Oh, God.
So instead of a clang, 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 it's a...
Oh, fucking hell.
All slightly out of time with each other.
Oh, Scamp. Too much booze yesterday for that.
That's like psychological warfare.
Did I win?
I was going to say, as you say, in response to Corzin saying that, Leisha says, "Quiet. I suppose the enemy has some things to learn from you." She steps in, back in. "You rang, General?" "Yes. Looking for information about a group of avant-garde that would have docked into, or be looking to dock into, St. Gregorsville." She nods, picks up the paperwork, rifles through it for a moment, and then produces a particular piece of paper. "Here you go, General." "Oh, thank you. Yes. Looks like they made their landing 2 days ago."
Right, and how far is that from here?
Well, I'd say that the quite a fair way, and I'm not going to give you the exact distance in miles because I don't have my measuring tool on me.
That also will mean absolutely nothing to my brain, exactly. So please don't worry.
But he sort of, you see his lips move a moment as he does some calculations. If they were, I'd say it'd be close to 2 weeks ride?
At least.
Or, quicker by boat, obviously, but you could get here. You'd get here in 2 weeks.
On the land, and it's not just a straight line either.
No,
You've got to cross a river and I think at least one mountain range.
No mountain ranges, but definitely they'd have to cross the Thunder's Wash, the river. Going north, assuming they passed, you'd if you wanted to get from St. Gregorsville to here, you'd need to go through Purity, Janisland, Thunder's Watch, then cross country over the roads to get up to Newmar.
Oh, the fucking faithful are gonna love her, aren't they? Oh, God.
Well, then let's possibly make a priority of doing a bit of a character assassination.
Can we not just do an assassination?
I mean, that too.
I mean, if that's possible.
What kind of character is that? I like this train of thought. What are you thinking?
Well, look, if there's an angle that the faithful are liable to be drawn to her way of thinking about over, let's try and sabotage that. Or, better still, is there something that they would take greater exception to than they would the points that appeal to them?
I like the way you're thinking. They're going to be sending their actual... I'm sure that their actual representatives will show up at some point, but if you wanted to get some early feelings from that, you could do worse than talking to Bishop House and Minister Peters. I mean, they are literally the representatives of St. Fury and St. Purity here.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And frankly, one of the things we can say that isn't actually a lie is that the last time the avant-garde were involved really in any kind of military engagement on the surface was in Seoul, and they lost.
You're talking about a character assassination for, like, the whole of the Ebengard? Or
Not
just
necessarily all of them, but
that one of their leaders?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not hard to assassinate her character, let's be honest.
Well, it's
she does a very good job of it herself.
She does.
Well,
I mean, we could always do another puppet show.
Victory for them.
Just saying. Our first one about her was very good.
Oh, the finger puppets.
Oh, yeah. I was kidding. But there might be something
like
in that.
a cartoon in the newspaper.
I mean, we're quite good at rumours and stories and that kind of thing, right?
I think we need to employ every asset at our disposal here.
I mean, rumours have power. Also, that will really piss her off.
And we know that rumours can run around the world before the truth has its socks on.
Yeah.
Socks
also,
are
we
hard.
don't even. The thing is, we wouldn't even need to lie.
Especially if you've got hooves.
But, like, assassinating this person in particular's character, we don't actually have to tell lies at all.
No, quite.
We just have to tell them things that she wouldn't tell them.
And more importantly, before she tells them anything.
Yeah, if we get in there first somehow.
Newspapers.
I
Not about
tap my message stone and, like, pass it off as just, like, leaning on my hand for a sec. We can also travel very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Newspapers might be better, but... I don't know, there must be something we can do there, right?
Yeah, actually, Alton, do you have intelligence on what newspapers or other news outlets there are in the various different cities up and down the coast here? That may be a good way to undermine them.
That, yeah, I think we have that sort of information. We'll need to see... I understand that the Bell founder, Alicia, correct me if I have this wrong, but I understand that the Bell founders all work with each other, but they all work with each other and they broadly, they're broadly cooperate, and some of them do work a lot with the newspapers. So. But I don't know how much sway we're going to have with each groups. Like, I'm pretty confident that we could put out whatever stories we want in the immigrant cities. But I'd say that my reach, and I guess by extent your reach, is more limited in terms of, like, asking the newspapers to print things in in Purity or down in St. Gregorsville.
Also, they've already hit St. Gregorsville, so there's a limited effect that would actually have.
There's one other thing. If they're having to come up through the main channel between East and West Sunday, could we approach the Sulian cities on the other side for aid?
That is a very good point, because that might be... I mean, we're still on good terms with Jean-Paul Savat.
We are.
And, like, what's that, Lieutenant? No, General Misson and so on. Maybe they can lean on on their colonies to provide a bit of assistance.
Because what is it? It's Castellion and the other one.
Yeah, Charleville.
Charleville, that's it.
I mean, no reason not to ask.
Yeah.
And I mean, Savat, we're mates. He'd do shit for us. Maybe. If he's not got other shit to do.
Well, there's certainly an easy case we can make to Savat that the 13 colonies here are embodying the same spirit of the revolution that happened back in Seoul. If that spirit is being threatened by Syrian aggression, it might be advantageous to the Sulian position in this part of the world to stand with the people who most closely resemble them in terms of culture and political beliefs.
Well, you're the ones who know him. I was busy on Walrus Island, so I'm going to leave that in your hands. But that sounds like a good approach.
It's fucking something.
This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. You know, crazy people and all these other things that I'm. You know, I've no reason here at my desk. I can't believe I'm at a desk to see.
I'm so sorry.
Is there
Terrible thing to happen to a man.
It is, yeah. Condolences.
At least I'm only running the army.
Wow, your life is hard. I'm sorry. That sounded sarcastic, but I meant it. Mm.
It's fine. But mayor, not mayor.
You're not mayor.
Not
no,
mayor.
In fact, there's literally a ballot to prove it.
Exactly. Right. Before I crumble under existential despair, then.
That's, yeah.
I think that pretty much covers the lot. Can I count on you? I mean, I think you've answered this, but can I count on you to help pull on some ropes and see if what we can work out?
You can, Elson. Leave it with us.
Yes.
Thank you. Just meet people, try and understand, figure out what makes them tick, and do what you need to pull them in, or at least keep them from joining our Syria.
We'll do our best.
We'll do what we can.
We'll do.
He gives you a grin and says, "Oh, and just and because I did somehow manage to force enough time to try and work on getting some made." Pulls up a little rack of 6 bottles of slightly fizzy liquid. Or at least some
perfect.
of Apple Blossom's best.
Oh.
Hey.
Still Corzon's favourite.
Give him my regards.
Will do.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, Alicia. Best bring me the quartermaster's reports.
Good to meet you, Alicia.
Sir. A pleasure. She gives you a nod, and her eyes follow you as you leave, before turning and sorting a series of reports for Alton. As you step out, though, into the bright sunny day of it is a sunny day, chilly, not that chilly actually, given where you are. You're fairly close to the equator. It's a bright. God, you're below the. You're actually below the. You're below the equator, so a bright, warm day. Because even though you're fairly equatorial, it's temperate enough that this is technically summer now.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, are we in the southern hemisphere?
Yeah, you're in the southern hemisphere. So yeah, you have a bright. As you step out into a bright, sunny day, you catch sight of a trio of figures who stand out, 2 of whom are familiar to you. But before we get as to who these old and unexpected friends are, we can find that out next time.
Oh.
Thank you all. Suspense! Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s.
We have a lull before the storm, to gather ourselves up, reform. It's time to rest, recoup, make plans, unless we're all devoured by ants.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Okay, and